continuing on with this thing, and because I can never settle just doing one thing at a time, because I never finish stuff ever unless I'm being harassed by my family. So now that thing where the element broke, and I've got a new one, I've got a new pot and everything. Okay, now you can't buy the originals for it anymore, so what I've had to do, long journey, but I had to go around the houses, and I've ended up making a new, hold on a second, I've done it with nichrome wire rather than camphor wire, and I've made my own element. Yeah, it weren't easy, but I just had one bash at it. Wasn't a very long rod, worked it out. What does it need to be? About 7 millimeters of thickness, overall thickness. And if you've got 1.2 millimeter thick wire, then you need a 4 mil internal. That's what that is. And then I'm winding, and I made it. Yeah, and it works. It works. But because I didn't waste time shoving more insulation back in it, I'm restricted on the heat that I can go to now because it just burns. Anyway, onwards, I come across this idea, which was the heated elements for an oven. Yeah, that works really well, and after a couple of hours it was nicely sitting at 800 degrees centigrade, perfect for aluminium. And in fact, my 8 kilo crucible size, the crucible that this fits inside of, which I don't know the size of, I don't know the size of this other size crucible, actually fits in there. So that would be, I could probably make about 15 kilos, maybe 20 kilos of aluminium, sorry, copper at one time. Don't know how long that would take to melt. That would take a while. Anyway, the other insert, the other ceramic insert that was already wound, which cost quite a bit of money, I should add, doesn't work in that. Well, it probably would, but you won't have a look at this hole for the temperature probe down there. The temperature probe in like this one is the size of my little finger. This one is the more modern one. It doesn't work anyway. Right, so I've created this. So you've got some of that thermalite block. That actually comes at 0.16 watts per meter Kelvin, W/MK, if that means anything to anybody. If it doesn't, I'm not going to explain it to you, because if it doesn't mean anything to you, I can't explain it to you. Okay, right, so I've cut some holes in this, drilling, pad saw, because it's really soft stuff. It's brilliant. Now I don't know whether this is going to compare for insulating property to this stuff, which is class 26, whatever that is. Whatever class 26 is, WMK, I don't know, but this is rated WMK because it's domestic appliance. It's a domestic applied thing, yeah, so you need to know how good it is at insulating. Right, so got some of this ceramic fibre in there, this ceramic fibre blanket. That's not nice stuff to be breathing in or getting on your skin. And then just cover that over with a little bit of a ring nonsense. I'm not going to show you how we're going to wire it up because I'm not condoning any of that amateur activity. And then this is just a little cap that I made just to go over the top to keep the hat warm, to keep the head warm. Yeah, that's what I'm trying next. Hopefully, because this one's not a budget and scarper as much as this one is, because I've purposed elements that are not supposed to be doing this and I'm making them do it. This is an element that is actually supposed to do it, so I'm going to try and get to copper with this. If I can get to copper with this, then I'll do this up proper. I'll fix it in proper, make a proper thing out of it, a little stand out of it, and it'll be a nice little thing on its own. Yeah, this one I know is only going to go to aluminium, and I know any part of this is replaceable in an instant and easily. Yeah, I could even guide somebody who's never used a tool before. I could guide you along the process of changing any one of these items, easy. So let me get this one wired up and I'm going to give it a go, see if I can't get up to 1300 degrees C, melt some copper, because what I want to do, this little thing I made, I want to try and create this so the internal block is out of copper and the external will be out of aluminium. That's what I'm going to try and create. That's my next little folly project. In the meantime, Stay safe, folks, and have a good day.